Hey there, Paper Geeks and Glitter Nerds. It's Anna the Crazy Geek Crafter with the last part of the mouse wedding. Mice wedding? Well, it's a nice wedding anyway. And I have slept on it, and I really don't like these poles. So I'm cutting them down. I can't remove them completely because the bottom is still glued to the card, but I can shorten them and try to figure out a different solution. And that's what the next few minutes is all about. And I have to be very careful not to cut the card, of course. So let's stick something in there. So I cut that first. with these bows, I am finally happy about my dance floor. It took a while, but I got there in the end, and I think it's looking really cute. The only downside is that the couple should have been moved a bit more to the front, but since they're glued down, I can't really do anything about it. They fit perfectly when the poles were high, but now it leaves a bit of empty space that I'm regretting. And this is also a regret of mine. I forgot to record the first balloons with glossy accents. So here you can see the shine on some of the balloons. And now I have to do the second one. I have a rule. It's just for me. But I only do one balloon at a time when I do clusters, so that they don't become one blob of glossy accents. So now I made the biggest balloon. Now I make the one to the side. And then I have to wait a few hours, and then I can do the last balloon in the cluster. That's just the way I like to do it. You do what you feel is prettiest. And here I'm popping bubbles. This is a completely new bottle, and it really loves to bubble. It's hopefully it stops at some point. And it's also very liquid compared to the old one, but I guess that's just time. Yeah. So, enough with the balloons. So, after I removed the scaffolding, or whatever we should call it, I noticed a bare space on the card that I really needed to fill. So I figured I would take these little mice and make them chase each other. And I figured the reason would be a cherry, because why not? It does clash a bit with the cherry in the hands of the lady mouse behind them, but I didn't have any more cheeses. That could also have been a good point, to put a cheese in its hand. It makes me think of a scene in Firefly where Kaylee is chasing River for an apple. It has to be that apple, because she had picked it. And they're having so much fun. And I'm figuring these mice have the same reasoning. That cherry just looked too good. So now they're fighting over it, just for the fun of it. That's me making up stories about mice that don't exist. Sorry. I have decided that now my mouse panel is finished, so I need to figure out what to do. And this was actually quite late. I figured that one out. I'm going to make a frame. It's not going to be that high or anything. And then I'm going to put on a card front where I can put the red leaves that I talked about, that I still have lying around. And I will also be able to put the names of the bride and groom, the date they got married, because that's not the date of this party. Because of Corona, they had to postpone twice. So the date of their original wedding, their names, the name of their baby boy, who was born, I think, earlier this year. Yeah, he was pretty new when I saw him in May. So yeah, and then the date of this party where I'm thinking he'll be christened. At least that's the rumor. I'm not personally going to the party. This is a friend of mine I've known for 15 years or something, but we're not that close. We see each other at yearly events and talk. It's very nice. I didn't have time to go just to be there for the wedding part. I have to go do something else. But some friends of mine are bringing the cart to the bride and groom with a gift we've collected between all the friends that they know from these events. Of course, the groom doesn't know that many of us, but he's a nice guy. But that part with the names and the dates I will not put in this video for privacy reasons. One thing is to show you a card where there's a name on, like say Anders, whatever you call him. That doesn't give you much to go on to find him online. But if I give you the bride and the groom's name, the day they were wed, the day they're having their child christened, and the name of the child, I'm pretty sure some internet people could find out who these people actually are. So that's why that part won't be in the video. But it looked nice. I did it in gold to fit with the gold accents on the cake stand and on the present. I completely forgot to talk about this. The frame. It's the same frame I made for my Die Hard Christmas decoration, where you make these tubes, so to speak, where you can glue paper to both sides. I hope that makes sense. I hope the video makes sense. Sorry, I went out on a rampage there. But now we're at it, I might as well tell you that the reason why this card features mice is not just because I love lawn fawn mice. It's actually because the girl, the bride that I know her as the mouse. That was the online handle she used on the website where we met. So that's why I figured there should be mice on this card, because me and all the friends who are going to have their names in this card know her as the mouse. So it's funny. We did talk about putting Pikachu in here because that is actually a mouse and it is a Pokemon and she loves Pokemon. And so does the husband, by the way. But that was too hard with copyrights and the fact that I can't draw. Then this was a safer choice. But we still managed to get the red leaf in here from the game where she met the groom. So yeah, I hope she loves this card. And at this point, it's been a week since the wedding, so maybe she's even seen the video. Who knows? I did put my mark on the back of the card so that anyone who looked there would know who made it. But I don't know if anyone would guess that I'm a YouTuber. I didn't write that on my logo. And as I've been talking and talking, hopefully you have figured out what I meant about the frame. Now I can put in the mice party here. And then it will be in a frame. Now the frame is going to eat up a lot of the background decorations. All of the mice in the outer edges will be covered up by the frame. But it is actually kind of a good thing. I tell you what. When you tilt the card, you get to see more of the party. So it can interest a viewer for a longer period. At least that's how I view it. Now I needed some more red leaves, and these were not to be see-through, so I could actually glue them on. And I found this piece of red pearlescent cardstock in my pile, and it's from when I got my Scan-and-Cut once upon a time. It was in the package to make the first project of. So I have no idea who made it, but it's very nice. It's pearlescent red and has in my opinion, the right hue to mimic the logo I was talking about, the game logo. So now I just need to glue it on the frame. All of these. And I calculated, or so to speak, I in the program for my BrotherScan'n'Cut, I put these on the frame to see how many I needed, and I made a few extra, and it turned out very nice, in my opinion. And there you see my fishes from the previous project, where I made a sushi card. But this is the frame, and it fits. Need to check that before you glue on the leaves, you know. So now it's just the gluing, and it's going to take a while. Check out this card. I'm so happy with this. Like I said, I could have used an extra week to make it, but I'm still very happy about it. And you, of course, don't get to see the last details with the gold lettering and the dates in the four corners. But I promise you, it was very pretty. I also made a custom envelope, of course, so that it looked right. I do have a tiny boo-boo in one corner there, that bottom corner over there. It's very annoying, but there's nothing I could do about it. I hope you like the project. Next week will be another big project that I'll have to expand over 2 weeks, just like I did this project. It's a folio, I can say that much, and I hope you'll be returning to see how I tackle that project. Until then, I hope you'll be having a good day, evening, or night.